really an honor for me to be here presenting on Swine Day and also representing our applied swine nutrition team. And today I'm going to cover some of the trials that we conducted the last year in the nursery nutrition section. One of the main topics of this presentation is the acid binding capacity, and Ethan Stas, one of our grad students, did a very nice job analyzing, and it's not a new concept, understand the acid binding capacity, but we think that we need to understand a little bit more how to take advantage of the information that all ingredients have, and then, but first of all, what is the acid binding capacity? And in simple words, it's how resistant an ingredient is to a pH change. So the higher the acid binding capacity, the more is the need for the stomach to produce gastric acid. And as Maddie said, of course, everyone here in this room knows how stressful is the weaning to the pig. And one of the consequences of this stress is a reduction in the gastric acid production by the stomach. So how we can help these pigs? And then we think that understanding a little bit more this old concept, but new on research, how we can help the pigs understanding more the acid binding capacity. Here, Ethan put together some of the major ingredients that we have, that we use in pig diets. And one thing that calls our attention is vitamins and minerals, mainly one of the most common ingredient used in pig diets, and also the cheapest ingredient, and also one of the ingredients used as a carrier for some feed additives, that is limestone. And with that, A.J. Warner conducted a research here trying to understand what is the result if we increase or if we reduce the amount of limestone added to the diet. And here we tested 5 different levels of limestone added to the diet, so from 0 to 36 pounds per ton. And what we saw here is in the first 14 days on nursery, we saw a linear improvement as we reduced the amount of limestone added to the diet. Pigs in the first 2 weeks perform better. And this result was seen also in feed efficiency, a linear improvement as we reduced the amount of limestone added to the diet. Then and here Ethan comes again, and Ethan analyzed the ABC4, the acid binding capacity of all the diets that we use on AJ's trial, and we clearly see that even though we have some differences between calculated and analyzed values here, they are very correlated. So as we reduce the amount of limestone added to the diet, we reduce also the ABC4 of these diets. So a second trial also conducted by A.J. Warner here. Here we did a factorial design. We have the 3 intermediate values of the previous study of limestone, and then we added or not benzoic acid to the diets. And here we did this in the first 2 phases, so phase 1 and phase 2. And here again, reducing the amount of limestone added to the diet, we also saw an improvement in feed efficiency. Why I'm showing just the main effects is just because we haven't seen any interaction between the levels of limestone and also the addition of benzoic acid to the diets. And here are the results of the benzoic acid, and we saw here in the whole period of nursery an improvement in average daily gain, mainly driven by the improvement of the average daily feed intake provided by the benzoic acid. And here, the main takeaway here is that regardless the amount of limestone used, the benzoic acid did a good job improving the performance. And also, Caitlin Geffield, where is you, Caitlin? Where are you? Oh, there you are. She just finished another trial using benzoic acid, and with similar results, improving growth performance. And this is kind of a consistent result when we use this acid. Moving forward to another trial using acidifiers, here a trial conducted by Peyton Demer and Dr. Cassie Johns. Here they compared 3 different acidifiers blends using also some common conventional feed antibiotics. And what they saw is that not all acidifiers has the same performance. We just saw the benzoic acid improving performance, and here we have 3 different acidifiers having the same performance as the control diet. And here is just a phase 3 trial, and of course, a very classic result of CTC in the diet and a very unusual response by the carbonate in these diets. The main takeaway here is that not all the acidifiers will provide improvements in performance on nursery. Now, switching a little bit the gears, moving forward to Rafe Royal trial. Rafe here did he tried to use some different soy products and HPDDGs, trying to replace a small amount of soybean meal in the diets. And then Rafe used it almost 2,600 pigs in a commercial facility using 6 different treatments. The first one, the control diet, that was just soybean meal added to this diet on phase 1 and phase 2. And also other 5 treatments replacing soybean meal on an equalizing basis. And here we tested 2 different soy protein concentrate and also an enzymatically treated soybean meal, fermented soybean meal, and last, the high protein corn DDGs, the HP DDGs. What Rafe saw in this trial in the 42 days, so during the whole nursery period, no improvements in performance, but also no, the ingredients didn't impair the performance of these pigs. But we saw here a numerical, not statistically, but numerical advantage going towards the fermented soybean meal. And when we analyze the economics of these ingredients, of these diets, in the first 21 days, that was the experimental period, so phase 1 and phase 2, again, no statistical difference, but also we saw, again, going towards a kind of advantage going to the fermented soybean meal. And then Ethan Stas came again and analyzed these ingredients that was used to trying to replace soybean meal. And Ethan saw that the fermented soybean meal was the one with the lowest value of ABC4. So this is something that we can have in mind. It's not the most important thing, but I would say that it's something that we need to have in mind, the ABC4 of the ingredients and also the complete diets. But the main takeaway here is that we can replace soybean meal, of course, a small amount of soybean meal, using all of these ingredients without impairing performance of the pigs.